The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now, your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Patrick Walker, and Kyle Yeomans.
It is a Say It With Your Chest Friday here on Talkin Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official copy of the Dallas Cowboys. Welcome in to the SWBC studios at the Star in Frisco. We've got Isaiah Stanback pounding his chest because it is right. Say It With Your Chest Friday.
Hopefully you guys had the bass turned up in your car.
I'm sure they don't, and I'm glad they didn't.
I hope somebody had a subwoofer.
He's like, I don't even know. I don't want to make a comparison. Then we got Patrick No C Walker over here wearing the Friday the 13th. I see you.
Absolutely. I figured
Spooky Friday.
Right. I figured I put on my Jonathan Hankins hat on Halloween. Yeah.
Ooh.
Jonathan Voorhees is what I'm calling him. Okay. Doesn't need to be fast or quick, but you better not get in his path. That's
Get out the way.
Get out the way.
Play a little
Move.
Move your hiney.
You got the Muhammad Ali drip rocking too. I like that one.
I'm feeling it, man. We're saying it with our chest today. We're coming out, Ali style.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, sir. We got Chris Beam in the back. Speaking of Beamer in the back.
Nice transition.
That was a little rough. I didn't hit it.
It worked. It worked.
I think I tried to get
you didn't
there.
stick the landing, but you didn't face plant either.
I at least took off for a little bit, but then I didn't stick it.
You didn't read
ran face first.
You didn't read the break perfectly, but
you can't hit it right every time.
Yeah, you got it within putting distance. You got it on the green.
Oh, thank goodness. That's better than my actual golf game.
You got it in the green.
How's everybody doing? Everybody good?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Isaiah, you're dressed up real nice this morning for a Friday.
Going to a luncheon today.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Are you the keynote speaker?
Oh, you fancy, huh?
I'm disappointed in that, actually. So anybody needs keynote speakers, holler at your boy.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
Oh, yeah, Siri.
Oh,
there is something you can help with.
Stuff right there.
That's not me.
It's
on your watch.
It's on your watch.
Oh,
okay.
Watch out for that.
Okay. Hey, she's listening. Good job, Siri. Siri's in on the conversation. I'm holding my phone. She's not talking through my phone.
She was upset I didn't introduce her with the rest of the cast and crew. That was funny because both me and Isaiah looked at you and you were like, what are y'all looking at me for? That ain't me. And we're looking at your watch.
I thought it was you because, this green bubble guy over here, we knew it was.
Oh, we talking about colors.
Now
you see that?
Good.
You see that? I thought we was further along in that.
Colors.
See, iPhone tries to make you see colors. You see that, Kyle?
Colors.
What are you talking about? Oh, the green bubbles in the text messages?
He went fully living color.
I did.
He
Exactly.
went fully living color.
Pulling-
See the triangulation of the
Android is all about
postulation.
inclusiveness, my brother. Apple wants you to look at the color of the text message. You see that?
Isaiah is that guy in our friend group. He is the guy that turns
Absolutely. Love it,
all
so
of the green
That's
or
right.
all of the messages green.
That's
It's
right. Don't send a picture through group text because
Nope.
the quality is going to be trash.
Awful.
Because in order to send a picture over to Android type phone, the quality needs to be upgraded, and unfortunately, it's usually downgraded.
So. If you say so,
for another
Mr.
day.
1 of 4,
That's right.
2 of
That's
4.
Right. That's right. That's right.
That's how your texts come through. 1 of 4, 2 of 4.
Isaiah liked this, or
Right.
Isaiah disliked
We
this.
don't have that. We don't have that.
No, we do.
I know. No.
Yeah,
why
so
do you have
when
to
you
like
do
and
it-
dislike somebody's text? I mean, why would you ever do that?
It's actually great.
It's confirmation that we've seen it, but may not have anything to say in response.
I turn off the red receipts. I don't like that.
Oh, yeah, I don't do read receipts.
You know what we need confirmation of, though? You know what we need
What's that?
confirmation? How about some news and notes around the Dallas Cowboys?
WW.
RD.
RD.
Well,
What would Rob do?
First of all, what would Rob do? News and notes. As far as the injury report, There were no changes as far as Ezekiel Elliott, Noah Brown, and Malik Hooker. Those three were still DNP as far as did not participate in Thursday's practice as they're dealing with their respective injuries. I will say that Ezekiel Elliott looked to have made some progress. Number one, he was working on the resistant bands, resistant cords with trainer Britt Brown, but he also jogged out to the field while wearing a smile on his face, and his normal walk did not have a noticeable limp. There was a very minor one.
Okay.
But looks like some progress has been made there as far as the eyeball test goes for Ezekiel Elliott. So keep an eye on that. Still looks like he's going to be a late week decision. Two additions to the injury report, and also keep an eye on Noah Brown as well, because, like I said, he was DNP. That's his second DNP this week. He's a key player on offense. Is it Jalen Tolbert's season against the Bears? We'll find out here soon. But Micah Parsons and Sam Williams were both added to the injury report. Micah was limited, and Sam Williams did not participate with a knee injury. No real concern, if any at all, for Micah Parsons. He's going to play, period, and I doubt that he'll look slowed in any capacity whatsoever. Cowboys are being just precautionary, just making sure that they don't overexert him, especially with the bye week on the other side of this. Sam Williams, on the other hand, him being did not participate, and it's because of a knee injury. So coming off of a breakout game against the Lions, 2 sacks, forced fumble recovery. You want to see more of Sam Williams. Question mark on if we are going to see more on Sam Williams before Green Bay, though. So today's going to be a big day to help determine if Sam Williams can go on Sunday against the Bears.
There's a lot of questions around the Cowboys and their opportunities to go out and possibly get a receiver to add to this offense as the trade deadline is now coming upon us. There's a lot of people asking about the status of one James Washington. Is there anything that you can give the people on that, or is it just kind of just hanging?
There are no changes from my most recent update, which would have been a week and a half ago. Spoke with James specifically, and he said and reaffirmed that physically he is 100%. He is making all of the cuts, and he said that there was one particular time where he made a full speed cut, and he kind of got nervous for a second, the mental aspect of it, and he said he came out of it feeling perfectly fine. So when it comes to James Washington, it is that final hurdle that Mike McCarthy continues to speak about, which is just the mental block, just trying to not, as a former athlete, you can understand, trying not to get out there and start overcompensating, because when you play afraid, like you're afraid to hurt yourself, that's when you do what? You hurt yourself.
You hurt something else.
You hurt something else, right. So physically, James Washington says he is 100%. He's just working on getting back to mentally feeling like James Washington, the exact same thing Michael Gallup had to do. So, but they haven't started his 21-day window just yet. So until they do that, he's kind of in that in purgatory at the moment.
Yeah, he told me, and this was a couple weeks ago, so I don't know if this will happen, but he when we were talking, he said bye week. It was after the bye week was what he was looking to start, and he was talking about playing. So if they were going to start the 21-day window for after the bye week, they probably already would have started. Now they can activate him at any point, and he can be active at any point in that
21 days.
No,
correct.
So they could activate him in the bye week and let him practice a little bit, and maybe use that as an opportunity to kind of work back into the fold. But how much would that turn the needle for you, Isaiah? Because you even had a little bit of a look when Patrick's saying Jalen Tolbert's season,
maybe if Noah Brown can't go.
He hasn't really done anything yet, and James Washington coming back into the fold, does that help you fill out your receiving core enough to where you wouldn't have to go get somebody prior to the Tuesday trade deadline?
If James Washington is in fact 100%,
okay,
and he's able to overcome that mental hurdle that I'm very familiar with coming off of a foot injury, because it is real. When you have a foot injury and you're expected to run full speed and plant and turn, it kind of gets on you a little bit mentally. So if he's able to overcome that and be the guy that he's been in recent years, I am more than confident that this offense has all the ammo that they need to get back to what they did last year.
I could agree with that. I said it 100 times. I'll say it again. I was really high on James Washington coming out of OK State. I really was, and I don't think he was utilized correctly in Pittsburgh. Again, it was a young guy being asked to make an aging Ben Roethlisberger look great. Keeping in mind, there were also other wide receiver talents up there as well. So he was buried on the depth chart. Now, he's going to be buried here if you assume that CeeDee Lamb will hit his stride, Michael Gallup will get his stride, and Noah Brown doesn't have a game like he had on Sunday, and everybody's entitled to a bad game. But that's not where Noah Brown's been trending. He's been trending to continue to be a big contributor for the offense. Well, that puts James Washington at WR4, which means you're not going to get a ton of snaps, which means you need to be highly effective in the snaps that you do get. But that said, I believe he can be. But he hasn't had training camp because he was lost in the first week of training camp. He was trying to find his legs in training camp as far as getting acclimated to Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott's timing in the system. So when he comes back, we talk about tempering expectations. He's going to need some time. He's quite literally never played in this offense. He had only 3 or 4 days of training camp in this offense. And
he's rusty.
And only one in pads.
And one in pads. So he's going to have to acclimate. It's levels to this. So he has to get through level 1, which is basically the training camp phase, which then kind of moves into the preseason phase. And you might not see prime James Washington until you get to the back end of the season, close to the playoffs. But I tell you what, that's when you want to get hot anyway. Yeah. So if the offense is clicking at that point, and then James Washington by that point, mid-December, late December, finds his groove in this offense, then absolutely you could be talking about an offense that could, if not match serve with the defense, they can most certainly threaten some opposing defenses, put it that way.
There was a storyline that kind of emerged yesterday. It was a little under the radar. I don't know how people are really taking it at the moment, but it gets the juices turning a little bit. You're talking about acquiring a wide receiver at the trade deadline.
I know where you're going.
There's one out there that could sign, too. There's one out there that could sign, and Michael Irvin yesterday on our partner station, 105.3 The Fan,
that's where you're going,
said that Odell Beckham Jr. would love to be a Cowboy. That was what Mike said. So you don't look interested. Are you interested?
I'm not.
Why not? You have the cap room to do a move like that. You have the cap room to go and get a guy like that, especially if he's going to take a little bit of a pay cut because he wants to be on a winning team.
I don't think those who are in charge of this offense are capable of, or I don't want to say they're capable. I'll say I don't think they're willing.
He was headed down that path, and then he almost hit that fence, and then he turned.
It was a yield sign, not a stop sign. It was a yield. I don't believe that they are willing, nor do they have the patience to deal with a personality type as of Odell Beckham.
I can see that.
It's not to say that he can, obviously, if he's healthy, he can contribute. He's a beast, right? He's one of the best in the league when healthy. Not a problem there. And I think you get him on a favorable deal. All those things, right? Would he help you on offense? Absolutely, all those things. However, when he doesn't get his way, he's not one to be quiet about it. And this organization historically has gotten rid of anybody who verbally voices their opinions on things, whether offense or defense. They just don't allow you to hang around. So this organization, I don't think, is willing to handle a personality of that. And I don't think that the offense of Kellen Moore nor McCarthy have the patience to deal with somebody who is that demanding offense on the offense side of the ball.
I agree. And this was the same reason why when he was with the Giants and things started to fall apart in New York and people were like, oh, well, go trade for him, go get him. I was like, the personalities just don't match. They just don't match. And it's the same guys, the same personality, and this is not to take away from his skill set because he's one of the more talented wide receivers in the league when he's healthy. But then in that same breath, you got to look at the fact that he's dealt with several major injuries. This is his second torn ACL, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Over the past 2 or 3 seasons. So you don't know how much you're going to get from him anyway. Now, you don't necessarily need a ton if your top 3 are doing their job, but then guess what? If the top 3 are doing their job and OBJ is on the roster, and that means he's WR4 maybe James Washington starts to hit his prime in December. So now he's battling with James Washington. That's a very vocal OBJ at that point. He's
Yeah,
like,
you're
well,
playing one.
Right.
You're paying a wide receiver one money to a guy that is going to be your wide receiver.
that's going to be buried on the depth chart.
They're not going to put anybody in position to challenge CeeDee Lamb. Let's just be real.
What?
They just got rid of Amari Cooper so that CeeDee Lamb can
CD
step
could-
up.
so be-
You know,
could be the
we're seeing this everywhere, right? The Raiders just got rid of freaking Big John, right? Because they have younger guys that they want to flourish. So this is
why Robert Quinn got traded from
absolutely same thing
from
there.
Chicago,
So you're
yeah.
seeing it over and over again. So this organization is not going to make it more difficult. They're not going to throw wood chips on the soil of a CeeDee Lamb to make it harder for him to sprout up out the ground. You know what I mean? Like,
or possibly create a locker room issue in the process. You got to be wary of that. And so I'm of the mindset that OBJ does ultimately return to Los Angeles. They have some things to figure out there, but they're back at 500. They're 3-3. There were some people that said, "Hey, no C. What about Kansas City?" That would have been a good look, but guess what? They just traded for Kadarius Toney.
Yep.
Now that's not to say that they don't double down and pick up OBJ in free agency, because you're not giving up anything other than money to do so. You're not giving up draft picks, so it's still possible. But again, I'm of the mindset he goes back to LA. He's out there. He's comfortable. He's on the sideline for almost every game in LA. Hint, hint, hint. He's having, backdoor conversations with Sean McVay and that organization. So they've got the inside track to OBJ. But if you're asking me, gun in my head, sign OBJ, I don't see the fit, neither personality-wise nor schematically. He's just going to end up being upset because he's not going to be 1 or 2 or 3. Maybe 3, but he'd have to, fight Noah Brown for 3. But... I don't see it.
I completely agree with you guys, which I'm very disappointed in. I wanted some discussion.
wanted some discord.
I wanted some debate, and but I agree. I'm right there with you, because you really look at OBJ as a guy who could come in and play really well. That's the risk you're willing to take. That's what you're trying to get to. You want him to come in and provide production, but there's the fit aspect in the locker room, which I'm not saying he's a locker room problem. I just don't think he's a fit in this specific locker room. He's going to go to wherever he's going to go, and he's going to be just fine. He just won a Super Bowl in L.A. for crying out loud because he was a great fit. He's not a bad fit in any locker room. However, from a receiving standpoint, how different is he from CeeDee Lamb? Not by a whole lot, at least in skill set, right? He can at least stretch the field a little bit more, maybe a little bit more vertical.
He's just more proven.
That's all. And he'll give you.
But scheme-wise,
right, he gives you the same.
Does he give you anything different?
He gives you the same underneath as CD does.
Yeah,
and that's kind of exactly where I'm at. I mean, and then we talk about the ramp up period for James Washington. OBJ, he'll ramp up a little bit quickly because he's been through this before, and he's a veteran in the league with more years under his belt than James Washington. So that'll help him expedite his ramp up, but the ramp up still exists. He's coming off a torn ACL.
He's not coming here
again. My whole thing is keep.
Isaiah's done with the conversation. Let's move on. All right, we're going to break. Sorry, everybody. Isaiah wants to go to break. He's throwing a fit. He's being a diva today because he's dressed nicely on Say It With Your Chest Friday. All right, when we come back here on Talkin Cowboys, we'll give you our matchups to watch, and we'll talk about what the Cowboys can do to get to 6-2 against the Chicago Bears when we return right after this.
When you build, you start with the foundation. And home ownership is a foundation of a stable future. The Bank of America Community Home Ownership Commitment has helped over 34,000 people lay the groundwork so far, with up to $10,000 towards your down payment or 3% of the purchase price, whichever is less. The satisfaction of owning your own place can become a reality. Visit bankofamerica.com/homeowner to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. Equal Housing Lender. Credit and collateral is subject to approval. Restrictions apply. This is not a commitment to lend.
Lil Sweet! Did you get to work on time?
Yeah, but I just realized it's Sunday.
Lil Sweet says head on home. Dr. Pepper's on its way. So sweet, unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you've probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you invest your nest egg in an NFT?
Yeah, and I don't even know what that is.
It's a non-fungible token. Everyone's done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper.
Time
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Are you ready to take coffee off your grocery list forever? Black Rifle Coffee Club is here to help. As a coffee club member, you'll get your favorite coffees roasted, packaged, and shipped to your door free of charge on your preferred schedule. Set it, forget it, and never run low on coffee again. Members also get exclusive deals on coffee, products, and discounts from partner brands. Ease your mind and let Black Rifle worry about your coffee supply. Go to blackriflecoffee.com to join the coffee club today.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Back here on Talkin' Cowboys, presented by Black Rifle Coffee Company, the official coffee of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Say It With Your Chest Friday here on the show, and of course that is that's my Black Rifle
Black
coffee
Rifle
right
and a
there.
black cup today. I see what you did there,
a little
Kyle.
bit different. Yeah,
I see what you
With
did there.
a hint of Miller Lite.
Oh yeah, always. Come celebrate. This is really cool, by the way.
Always.
Oh, very nice, Beamer. Come celebrate Emmitt Smith's 20th anniversary of his record-breaking run at the next and final stop of Cowboys Collections on Tour. Come hang out at Grapevine Mills Mall Saturday, October 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Customized new Emmitt Smith hats, plus see rare Dallas Cowboy archives and original artwork. We'll see you there. So, again, that's coming up on Saturday, so tomorrow, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Grapevine Mills if you were up here in the Dallas area. Back here with Isaiah Stanback, Patrick Nosey-Walker, Chris Beam. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Glad you're with us. All right, gentlemen, let's give our matchups to watch. And we, of course, we've got plenty to talk about matchups-wise. If you want to give me more than one, you could certainly do that because we've got plenty of time here. We're going to talk it over. By the way, if you want to be a caller on our fan pick'em segment, give us a call right now, 888-855-2297. You may be sitting there for a little bit, but Chris Beam's going to answer the phone.
Bring that hot fire.
888-855-2297.
Let's get someone new out here.
Yeah, let's get somebody
new. We're not going to do B in Toledo, Ohio.
Let's get Rob P. from Frisco.
Yeah, or Dallas.
We need Robert from Frisco.
Yeah, Rob P. from Frisco.
Rob P. from Frisco.
We know you're listening, Robert.
Oh, he's always listening. All right, Isaiah, give me your matchups to watch. What's going on in your mind for this matchup with the Bears?
I'm looking at the receivers, Kyle. I think in Dallas receivers versus secondary of the good old
the Bears.
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 Not a lot of big names, but they play collectively well. This is the 5th ranked team in terms of takeaways collectively, and they're the 3rd ranked team in terms of pass defense. So regardless of the fact that, they have one big name back there in Brisker, their rookie safety who's a complete dog, don't throw it up his way because he'll take it literally one-handed like he did last week. But these guys just play well together, and it's kind of scary when you play teams like that because you want to be able to point out and say, oh, yeah, you got to watch out for this guy, or oh, yeah, you got to watch out for these 2 players here. These guys are really good, and they do this really well. But when you can't really point that out, and these guys are sitting at the top 3 of what they do, it's like, all right, a little something to these cats now, and I think a team that plays collectively well together is much more of a threat than a team that has a couple, 1 or 2 highlight players. So definitely a challenge for our receiver group as these guys are trying to get things figured out. They haven't been dominant all year long. I don't care what your emotions are in regards to that. The Dallas Cowboys receivers have not been dominant. This offense has not been dominant passing-wise. They've been at the bottom of the league to date. There's a lot to prove on that side, and they still are trying to get Dak ramped up. They had to pull him back last week because he got a little Happy Gilmore out there, okay? He admitted it. Kellen Moore got his pow-pow spanked by Coach McCarthy. Okay, so I think that they're going to try it again, right? Kellen Moore's going to say, okay, how about now, Coach? Can I go try it again this time? And you just have to be careful because, again, between the team being really good on their pass defense and really good in takeaways, it sounds like a Dallas Cowboys team from last year.
Very well played. I can't get away from, and to your point, there are, several matchups that we could circle, but I can't get away from Micah Parsons versus Justin Fields. I can't shake it, because this goes to, between those two young men, this goes to bragging rights, not just the victory, not just a win-loss.
All I heard in my head was DMX. Get him, dog.
Get him, dog. Right? Rest in peace to the great. Yep. But Micah Parsons and Justin Fields, they have a personal relationship, a positive personal relationship off the field. They share the same agent. But I think if you know anything about Micah Parsons, anytime there's an added level of competition to
bragging
it,
rights.
he kicks it up to match that level of competition. So obviously the Lion is on the hunt for a win for the Cowboys. Add to that, it'll be Justin Fields on the opposite side of the ball. A friend of his, and they have these friendly competitions. He said the other day that they race often, and when he was asked who's faster, is he faster than Justin Fields, he was like, yeah, no question. It's not even close. He knows this. Go ask him. This is Micah Parsons telling you they have a positive relationship, but B, you might be my friend and all, but I'm really trying to end you when it's time to get the guns out. So Micah Parsons, speed. Justin Fields, speed. Those two win, and it seems inevitable. When they meet in the open field, can Justin get away from the Lion? And even if he does catch the edge, can he get distance on the Lion? We saw what the Lion can do when he chases you from behind. We've seen what he can do when he squares you up. So that's going to be a fantastic matchup. And obviously you could throw in someone like Donovan Wilson as well. Donovan is going to be asked to kind of drop down and help contain Justin Fields. So that's another matchup to watch that kind of pivots on the Justin Fields item. But for me, Micah Parsons, Justin Fields, and by the way, let's sprinkle in a little OSU-PSU rivalry as well. Because, again, there are levels to this, and that's another level. So bragging rights, the bad blood as far as Penn State versus OSU, personal relationship, same agent. You don't need any more fuel for the Lion, but here you go.
Got all the flakes on that.
So, you want to add some more to it? I've got some more for it.
What you got?
I've got some more flakes to this. So, yes, not only were they a part of the same draft class, not only were they coming from the same conference and two rivals that were really good when both of those teams played each other. I mean, Justin Fields, as a junior, played against Micah Parsons, or I guess he was a sophomore, played against Micah Parsons in Parsons' final year playing for Penn State. But then, of course, Parsons took a year off. Fields did not. So they've always had that connection.
Okay.
Prior to the NFL draft, they were working out together.
Oh.
They was in a small group of about 5 draftees, and they were 5 elite draftees. It was them two. I know Kyle Pitts was a part of that group. There was, I want to say there were 2 more guys that were a part of that. And they would work out day in, day out to get ready for the NFL draft. And it was Fields and Parsons that were right in the midst of that conversation. Then it even gets deeper when you get to draft day. And the Cowboys are sitting at pick number 10, right? Mm-hmm. They just had both of those corners come off the board. They had J.C. Horn picked by the Carolina Panthers. Then they had Pat Surtain taken at 9 by the Denver Broncos. And they're sitting at 10, and they're saying, oh, my gosh, what do we do? Guess who was the first team to call to try and trade for that number 10 overall pick?
Give it to them.
It wasn't the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nope, give it to them.
It was the Chicago Bears.
Correct.
What?
The Bears called the Cowboys, and they were trying to trade up, but they didn't want to go higher than a 4th-round pick, or I think at the time it was maybe a 5th-round pick, something like that. Yeah. They were trying to get up and take that 10th spot because they wanted to jump in front of New York, and they wanted to take Justin Fields. Instead, the Cowboys took a better offer, a 3rd-round pick that ultimately ended up being Chauncey Golston from Philadelphia. Basically, the phone was answered. Chicago took it, or Chicago was on that other line. They hung up the phone, picked it back up, and it was Philadelphia. So Chicago did everything they could to try and take that 10th pick from the Cowboys. Well, what do? Instead, the Cowboys take a step back. They go to 12.
And then come back up.
And then here comes Chicago on the phone with New York. Can we trade for your number 11 pick? New York says yes, gets, I think, a 4th-rounder involved in there. And then the Bears take Justin Fields. The Cowboys are sitting at pick number 12, and they take Micah Parsons. So they're jointed at the hip because of the competitiveness in college, the workout leading up to the draft. They were drafted in simultaneous picks that almost ended up being the same pick.
Yep.
And now they're playing each other again, and they're going to continue to grow as well. Same age, and they've just got all these connections and all these different flakes to the crust.
That's the matchup for me.
Really fun.
Agent is not hurting.
No, he's doing well.
He's got 2 guys that are going to be in the league for quite some time.
3%.
Hey, Call me. I can get you 2 snaps.
For sure.
That's all you
can
need.
get you 2 snaps.
That's all you get, but that's all you need.
Right.
All right, mine is going to be, and since we haven't talked about the ground game at all, it's going to be the running backs versus this front seven for the Cowboys. And specifically in the front seven, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on the defensive tackles because right in the middle, you got to muddy that up. And then also
with who?
The guys right behind it. I'm not going to say Hankins initially. I think he'll play. I think he'll be active just based off of my own inclination.
How many plays?
12.
Oh, wow.
12 plays.
Why the ramp up?
Well, he only played like 15 snaps in the last 2 weeks. He didn't play a whole lot in his last 2 games. So maybe that's why. I don't think he plays 45 snaps.
Yeah, no.
He's not going to be in there a ton.
But I'd give him 15. Match it from last.
I'd give him
week.
20.
Yeah.
You get into the big 2-0.
I'd give him 15 and see how things are going. If things are going well, then don't pull him.
I'm getting 20.
As far as rotation wise, I mean, obviously
there.
he wasn't going to play 100% of the snaps anyway. I mean,
who
does on that defensive line whose name
He's
is
had camp.
DeMarcus
He had
Lawrence?
Angel on the
Michael
shoulder.
Parsons. He's been active in the NFL this year.
Devil on the other
5 out
shoulder.
of 7 games. Put him in the game.
Play him.
Cannonball?
Keep it safe.
I mean,
Play
honestly,
him.
what do you have to tell him? Hey, you have A gap or you have B gap. You're a 1 shade. You're 0. You're a 3. Like,
right.
That's it. That's all he needs. He does. It's not like you have to learn a whole new defense. They're simply just telling him what shade he can walk in that huddle on game day, not having practice at all this week, and they can break the huddle. Mike calls a play, and he turns to whoever it is that's next to him and say, "Hey, what gap it got?"
Yeah,
and they tell him. And he said, "Okay, cool." And that's all he has to do. That's it.
Go get him, big boy.
That's it.
Go get him.
There's
big
not
boy.
a lot for him to learn.
We got a hankering for some Hankins.
Ooh, okay.
Mr. Hanky.
We got hankering. No.
I think that one missed. Swing and a miss. I'm out on that one.
Yeah.
No. But I'll say, since you asked the question, you said who would it be? I would say probably a combination of what we've seen previously. Osa Odigizua, Neville Gallimore, Quentin Bohanna, Tristan Hill, and then Jonathan Hankins in the middle there too. Those are my guys.
Mr. Hank.
You're hankering for some Hankins.
Hankering for some Hankins.
Let's make T-shirts. I like it. We got a lot of T-shirt sayings that could be on this show. It needs to happen.
We spit hot fire.
Dude, there's a store that opened up next to my facility. I can't say the store because I don't think they're sponsored. But
Probably not.
They sell sewing machines. Not sewing, but embroidery machines. Do you know how expensive these things are?
I could imagine. That's big business.
Like, what would you think? Like the most expensive one in the store. What would you guess?
Well, this
$2,000.
Okay. This isn't my lane.
20,000.
Ooh, okay, Beamer coming in hot.
5
It's
racks.
like a new car.
18 racks.
Wow, Beamer was close. Wow, great job, Beam.
And the lady said, "Oh, I have one at my house that's 50,000."
What?
Embroidering machines.
Because they're lasers. Some of them are lasers, right?
Yeah.
They put on cups and stuff.
How many quilts are you selling? Anyways, I know this is way off topic, but that was just random.
That was
thought.
way off topic.
Sorry.
Hey, you want to hear something that's on topic?
What's up?
I looked up the client list for Parsons' agent. You want to know his top 4 clients?
Absolutely.
Deshaun Watson, Jalen Ramsey,
He did the Deshaun
Michael
Watson
Thomas, and Derwin James. He did all those. So he is not struggling. He is worth. Forbes puts him at $46
I bet
million.
he has an embroidery machine.
But he does.
He's got an embroidery.
50,000.
He's got the 50K one.
Yeah.
3% 3% of all those
Here
contracts.
you go, Buda Baker.
Yup.
We've got Kyle's favorite tight end, Pitts.
Yeah.
J.C. Horn. I mean, this guy's got them all.
This guy's doing well.
Yeah, Fields, Isaiah Simmons.
Listen.
He almost just wrecked that whole draft class. Like, he just almost took the whole 21 draft class.
He's got Jordan
snaps.
Love.
Yep, there you go.
Gets 2 snaps.
There you go. DeAndre Swift. He's actually got Malik Hooker. So there you go.
There you go.
Oh,
Nice little connection there.
Added
There you
battle.
go. Very interesting.
Somebody we most definitely hope to see on the field against the Bears.
Yes, great point. Great point. So I didn't get to finish my matchup because we started talking about sewing machines. Thank you, Isaiah. Appreciate
And
you,
agents.
buddy. And agents, apparently. But yeah, I mean, you can't let David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert run all over you.
You can't.
So not only the defensive tackles, but I'll go into linebackers too. I think Anthony Barr and Leighton Vander Esch, I want to see some downhill push from those guys. I want to see them reading the ball quickly. I want to see them making that first step, that first cut, making that move, and making a play. Because, Isaiah, we've seen it on multiple occasions where they get washed off or they get just a little bit antsy. I think Leighton Vander Esch is having a good season. Not a great season. Not a bad season. I think he's having a good season. Yeah. That's a great point. Much better than a lot of people perceive it.
Give him credit for.
Anthony Barr, I still haven't seen the Anthony Barr that we signed. That's my biggest concern right now is we still haven't seen Anthony Barr in a Cowboys uniform the same way that he was in Minnesota.
I think we saw him in Los Angeles.
You think so?
I think we saw him in Los Angeles.
He did play well in that game.
Yeah, I think we saw him in Los Angeles.
Okay. Isaiah, why are you making that face?
Because I thought I said that a long time ago, Kyle.
Did you?
You looked at me crazy a long time
I have never looked at you crazy. You're a liar. No, there's no way. Especially not on that one.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Young Buck challenge these guys. You need people to push you in order for you to step out your comfort zone. When you get out your comfort zone, you find out whether you're going to step up or you're going to step down. That's what Damone Clark is about to do to Vander Esch. That's what he's about to do to Anthony Barr. You're either going to elevate these guys' game or you're going to take their spot. One or two.
Even to his fellow former LSU teammate, Jabril Cox.
Jabril Cox, yeah. We haven't heard much of him this year.
The whole tide's going to have to rise with Damone Clark.
So I love competition. So I know that name hasn't been brought up because he's still ramping up and all that jazz, but look for guys to have to elevate their game. So those guys that you're like, they're doing okay. They're going to have to do better than okay because you have a hungry, little lion cub that's coming right behind them.
Facts. And I got something to say with my chest about the Bears' run offense, but I'll save it for after the break.
Boom. Oh, you want to save it?
I'll save it for
Look at you with the tease, huh?
I like it. Patrick with the tease. Give us a call. Be a part of our pick'em segment, 888-855-2297. I've got some standings updates, and one of us in this room is not going to be a happy camper with the standings updates. Dun, dun, dun. When we come back right after this on Talkin Cowboys.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
When you build, you start with the foundation. And home ownership is a foundation of a stable future. The Bank of America Community Homeownership Commitment has helped over 34,000 people lay the groundwork so far, with up to $10,000 towards your down payment or 3% of the purchase price, whichever is less. The satisfaction of owning your own place can become a reality. Visit bankofamerica.com/homeowner to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A. Equal Housing Lender. Credit and collateral is subject to approval. Restrictions apply. This is not a commitment to lend.
Lil Sweet! Did you get to work on time?
Yeah, but I just realized it's Sunday.
Lil Sweet says head on home. Dr. Pepper's on its way. So sweet, unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you invest your nest egg in an NFT?
Yeah, and I don't even know what that is.
It's a non-fungible token. Everyone's done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is stop running and toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure. It's not complicated.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
Are you ready to take coffee off your grocery list forever? Black Rifle Coffee Club is here to help. As a coffee club member, you'll get your favorite coffees roasted, packaged, and shipped to your door free of charge on your preferred schedule. Set it, forget it, and never run low on coffee again. Members also get exclusive deals on coffee, products, and discounts from partner brands. Ease your mind and let Black Rifle worry about your coffee supply. Go to blackriflecoffee.com to join the coffee club today.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
boys, it is Say It With Your Chest Friday here from the Star in Frisco. Be sure to head to AT&T Stadium tomorrow to experience Rally Day presented by SeatGeek. Get ready to cheer on your Dallas Cowboys with tours of AT&T Stadium, ticket giveaways, games, inflatables, and a whole lot more. Visit attstadium.com/rallydays for tickets and more information. There you go. You can go get to the anniversary of the Collections Tour, and then you go from Grapevine Mills, you go all the way over to AT&T Stadium. You can come here to the Star and take a tour. There's so many things you could do tomorrow, including watch college football.
Heck yes.
Go Dogs.
No doubt about that. I'll be on the National JUCO Game of the Week, by the way.
Hey.
Little selfless plug.
There
Little
you
ESPN
go.
action for me tomorrow. Should be a fun one. Let's update the standings, shall we? All right.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Can we get to
Yes,
DraftKings real
we
quick?
can. Let's do DraftKings. Sorry, I forgot about that. Here's our DraftKings play for free for over $1 million with deposit picks this week. These are under the radar guys. Dak Prescott, 6,600. Tony Pollard, 6,100. How about Jake Ferguson replacing Dalton Schultz? He's at 2,700. He looks like a bargain right there. Then the Cowboys defense, they're only costing $4,000 against this Bears offense. Isaiah, what are you thinking?
You know what I'm thinking. I'm going right there to the Jake Ferguson, baby. I'm going to the Fergulicious because Dak Prescott loves tight ends, and his number one tight end right now is banged up. I don't care that he threw it to him 5 times. I don't care that he caught it 5 times. That kneecap is not right. So he's going to go to the next best guy, and that is Mr. Jake Ferguson. Get your money worth right there. $2,700. That's a discount double check for you right there. Get it while the getting is good, Chief.
You know what? I tried to get some versatility and get away from choosing the Cowboys on the DraftKings, and I have over the past couple of weeks, but I'm going back to them. I'm going back to the Cowboys for $4,000, and I know they're going against a rushing defense that is very prolific in the Chicago Bears. But here's where I say it with my chest. Okay, I think the Cowboys, with the addition of Jonathan Hankins and the added levels of competition that exists between Micah Parsons and Justin Fields, I think the Cowboys hold the Chicago Bears to under 100 yards on the ground in this game, and because they do that. And I don't believe Justin Fields can win this game with his arm, with the lack of talent. Mooney, Equinemius, St. Brown. So, yeah, Cowboys defense, $4,000. I think they go crazy this weekend.
You didn't bring in my boy Dante Pettis, though, man.
I didn't bring
No,
Pettis.
didn't bring him in there.
He had some rushing yards. He had like 29 yards rushing.
He's
rushing.
He's a quick guy.
He's pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to try and match the energy that you guys both brought to the segment because I love it. But I am going to match the craziness.
Oh.
Give me Dak Prescott at 6,600.
Against that secondary.
And I think Dak is going to just throw all over the Bears in this
pockets
ball
are
game.
light now, Kyle. We're heading they're light.
I think I can make up with it later on in DraftKings. I think I can make it happen. But give me Dak Prescott to change things up a little bit here on the show. Once again, play for free for over $1 million on DraftKings.com. All right. Let's now update the standings. Thank you, Beamer, for the reminder on that one. We need to get that in to pay the bills. We've got Isaiah taking things up at the top.
That's right.
He went 5-1 last week.
In your face.
Big time win for Isaiah. He is 22-11 overall.
Massive.
Sitting just 2 games back in second place is our very own Patrick No C Walker.
What?
Here I is.
No,
Here
I'm
he
closing that
is.
window, brother.
Oh, no, sir.
Ain't no Debo creeping in here.
No, sir. You feel that breath on the back of your neck? Oh, yeah.
Patrick also went 5-1 last week.
He copied all my picks.
The fans are in third place. They are 1 game back from Patrick at 19-14. They went 3-3 last week, even 3-3 with our boy Bobby from West Dallas, a.k.a. Heckma Harrison.
You want a hug?
Yeah, I would love one because I'm 1 game under 500. I'm not defending my title with any kind of tenacity at this point. 16-17. I did go 4-2 last week though, so I'm trying to make a comeback. But I didn't make up any ground. I just made up ground on like 500 level. I lost the game to you guys last week.
So right now you're kind of Brady Rodgers-ing this thing out.
It's a great way to put it.
Champion,
I'm totally
but
okay if
under
I'm compared to those two.
Tiptoeing on your marble floors.
All right, we've got Steve in Mississippi representing the fans this week. Steve, how's it going? Welcome to Talkin Cowboys.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's up, Steve? Tell them about the gun line,
Steve,
boss.
how do you spell out Mississippi? When somebody says, how do you spell Mississippi, how do you express that to them?
It's M dotted letter humpback crooked letter dotted letter humpback I.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Steve from
That's what I'm talking
Listen,
about.
and when you say Mississippi, you got to cut out one of the syllables, so it's Mississippi.
Oh, you got to.
Right? It's Mississippi.
Mississippi.
There it is.
Mississippi. That's
Southern
right.
boy, the Southern boy. It's Mississippi.
So the next time that I go to Mississippi, I will say it like that. I'm not going to say it with the
No,
correct
No, that's how they know
Don't
you're
say
you're an outsider.
M-I-S-S. No.
It's Mississippi.
Yeah. Start Vegas. Start Vegas in particular now. So I'm home of where that came from. So
Okay.
be proud. Hail State.
Oh, I was about to say, are you a fan? But there you go. Hail State. There you go. From
Hail
Mississippi
State.
State
All the
down
way.
there in Starkville. I've always wanted to make a trip out there. So if
Do
we
it.
do
Do it
that,
now.
I got a cowbell for you.
There you go. I would love that. That sounds like a lot of fun. All right, we're going to start things off with the Broncos and the Jags. This is the 9:30 game across the pond out in London. Long plane ride for Russell Wilson and company. He may be working out in the aisles.
High knees on the
in
airport.
doing so. Steve, who you got in that one?
Don't trust the Broncos. Got to take the Jags. Give me the Jags in this one.
Isaiah.
Never trust a quarterback who leaves the Seahawks. Going with the Jags.
Okay.
Jags nearly defeated the New York Giants. I think they're better than their record indicates, and I just don't trust the guy who does high knees on the airplane. I'm going with the Jags.
What was this video?
Well, it's not a video. He said it. He said he was working out for 3 hours and doing high knees in the airline.
Wow, players are trying to sleep. Yeah, can't trust.
I think that extra work pays off for Russell Wilson.
Stop that, Kyle.
Okay.
Give me the Broncos in London to take down the Jags. I do agree with you, though. I think the record is better. I mean, the team is better than the record shows for the Jags. I think they're right on the edge
right
there.
there.
They got to close out some games, though, for me to give them some love. Cardinals on the road against the Vikings. Cardinals struggling a little bit here, but they do have DeAndre Hopkins back and healthy as he made his return last week. Isaiah, who you got?
One more time.
The Cardinals at the Vikings.
Oh, Vikings.
Okay. I'm going to take Minnesota here, too.
Yeah, until I see Minnesota stumble, particularly at home, I'm going with Minnesota. Yeah.
Steve.
Clean sweep. I got the Vikings. I think Dalvin Cook goes off in this game.
Ooh, there you go.
I like it.
Raiders at the Saints. Give me the Raiders on the road at the Superdome to get it done. I believe Andy Dalton. Oh, no, I don't know who's starting in that game because I've seen both Andy and
Red
Winston.
Therein lies the
So, yeah, give me the Raiders. I don't know who's starting in that game. So, all right. Patrick?
I don't think they know who's starting in that game. Give me the Raiders.
I'm going with the Red Rifle, baby.
Ooh, you think he's starting and he wins?
I know he's starting.
Okay.
I just
Steve.
want another meme.
Yeah, I've been back and forth in this one. I think Dalton gets a start. I just can't. I don't know with the Saints being at home. I got to take them because they're tough at home. But Jacobs is tough. I think I'm going with the Saints in this one.
That's right.
Nice. I like it. Commanders and the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. Patrick.
Oh man, you know what? I'm willing to potentially take an L on this just because I really don't like that organization. Give me the Colts to figure out how to get it done with Sam
Ehlinger.
Sam's going to hook him.
Yeah, give me the Colts in this one too. Give me Indy. Who you got?
Command them to beat the Colts. That's what yeah, no, y'all tripping. I appreciate y'all tripping though.
Yeah, you gonna take that game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What you got, Scoop
Steve?
I'm taking the Colts in this one. Again, this is a home team battle here, so I got the Colts.
You're on alone on an island. We're about to pick up a
I'm sitting
game,
in Rocky
sir.
Island seat. I'll be on this
Yeah,
island.
you're going to be dying on that island,
That
too.
is the hill I die on.
This one, I've looked at this game all morning long, and I've gone back and forth on it. The 49ers on the road against the Rams. You talk about two teams that just have not figured it out, but certainly have the talent to figure it out at some point. But they just haven't done so yet. 49ers at the Rams. Steve, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I got the Niners here. I think they travel well in this game. That defense, I got some key guys back with Bosa. I just think they're too much for the Rams.
Pat?
I agree. I think the 49ers can do defensively what the Cowboys can do, so they go in and handle the Rams that way. I got the Niners.
IRS?
C-Mac, Debo, Brandon Ayuk, Wilson Jr. Yes, 49ers.
I got to make up some ground here.
Oh, you're crazy.
Give me the Rams, baby. Coming off a bye week, Sean McVay's had 2 weeks to scheme up with San Francisco, a team that he knows quite well.
Not for McCaffrey, though, because McCaffrey's just got there.
Yeah, give me McCaffrey. Give me McVay. No. McVay and the Rams. I'm saying McVay and the Rams. It's the Rams. It's the Rams. It's the Rams.
Freudian slip.
All right. Wait. Yeah, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That means our sixth one. The Bears at the Cowboys. Can the Cowboys win their second straight against the NFC North? Can they go into the bye week at 6-2 and slow down the Chicago Bears' #1 rushing attack in the NFL? Steve, we'll start with you.
All right, guys. Look, I'm gonna take some predictions here. Make some predictions here. I think number 9 gets a TD this week. Finally, Dak's gonna get a TD, and we're gonna get a defensive touchdown. I got the Cowboys 31, Bears 16, and it's a late score for the Bears.
Delicious.
I like it.
Delicious.
Saying it with your chest, Steve. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for listening. As always, you're one of our favorite callers already. Just
Thanks,
because
guys.
of the way
Love
you
the show.
spell it out.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Thank you
Shouts
so
out to
much.
Mississippi.
Appreciate you, Steve.
No, Mississippi.
Let's go Cowboys.
There you go. There you go. Steve from Mississippi. Here on Talking Cowboys. Let's go with Patrick first here.
Ooh, no C.
Do it. We're gonna. I'm gonna. Like I said it with my chest earlier. I think the Cowboys hold the rushing attack, the multi-headed rushing attack of the Bears to less than 100 yards. 2 defenses have done it this season. One, the 49ers that we were just talking about. That's a pretty good defense, yeah. The Vikings also achieved it, held them to under 80 yards, so it's most certainly doable, and the Cowboys have both the blueprint and the personnel to do it, and now they have Jonathan Hankins. So give me Cowboys to get this one 27-10. I think Justin Fields runs one in, but I think that's all they get outside of a field goal. Other than that, the Cowboys get a 17-point victory going into the bye week, getting ready for Aaron Rodgers.
I've got a gut feeling, guys.
Uh-oh.
Okay, come on, with your chest.
I've got a gut feeling.
With your chest.
And I'm not even going to pull a Lee Corso here and say, oh, my gosh, there's one way the Bears are just so good on the ground. I've got a gut feeling in a good way. This isn't the bubble guts. This is the anxious guts.
Black Rifle Miller Lite.
No, this is just straight Black Rifle, baby.
Oh, that's okay.
This is just getting
just
nitty gritty.
Which brew?
Just gunpowder in the coffee.
Everybody's going to look at me crazy, and I love that. For this specific
You're going to
take.
say a 40 burger, aren't you?
I think it's the first one.
I think he's going to.
I knew he was going.
I think it's the first 40
Kyle
burger
is
of the
ordering the
season.
40
I'm going to Whataburger down the street, and I'm ordering a 40 burger. And if they do so, I'm bringing everybody Whataburger on Monday, baby. I'm bringing Isaiah Whataburger. I'm bringing Pat Whataburger. I'll get you a hash brown, eggs, whatever you want. And then I'll get a Whataburger for Beamer in the back too. We'll all enjoy it.
Thanks,
I'm here for that.
Yeah, we'll all enjoy it. Even Jazz in the back. I'll get her a burger too. If the Cowboys win it like that, I think it's 41-13 Cowboys.
Like
just a straight beat down. And as one Spice Adams said on this podcast after the cameras were off, the Bears are going to get thrashed.
Oh, snitching.
Thrashed.
All right, if I'm a cowboy and I'm on my horse and I'm going through the woods and I know that there's some bears around, I'm probably going to have a bear gun. And if I ever got ran up on by a bear, I'm gonna take that bear gun out and I'm gonna hit that son Joker. You know what I'm saying? So Mississippi style. So I'm gonna hit that Joker and I'm gonna beat the Bears 21-17. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people anticipate.
We went from National Geographic in our pick'em segments to the History Channel or AMC, whatever you wanted to talk about. Yeah, the straight Leo DiCaprio.
Full revenue. I love it. And
I'm
ready for my patty melt. Oh, you can't spell patty melt without Pat, so let's go.
Hey, there you go. That does it for us here on Talking Cowboys this week. Hope you had some fun with us over the last 5 days. We'll be back with you on Monday to break it down. What happens on Sunday at noon, kickoff on Fox, the Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. And then we'll have the bye week to go into. We'll switch up the shows on Tuesday and Wednesday, so you'll get some new faces on this show as well. Been a whole lot of fun, gentlemen, this week. We'll be back on Monday. For Chris Beam, Isaiah Stanback, Patrick Nosey Walker, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long from the Star in Frisco. Thanks for watching Talking Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?